Ladies to battle.
10 seconds remaining.
I like that NGX are banning to protect these two cores. Again, they take care of the Viper.
Remaining.
And the side of Avilis have taken care of some of the combinations, right? Like earlier on, the Ember, the Pangolier in this phase. Still stuff like, I don't know, like slippery stuff like Quap. There's a Kunkka that could be interesting. Because I think if NGX double down into tankiness, it could be one way to go. And Chakra on this hero is pretty nice. They'll ban out the puck, and they'll pick up the Slaughter on mid. You've got the Slaughter PA out. You've got the Corrosive Haze to play with. You've got a really good time for Mobe on mid now because of the river being there. And that does make it so if you are looking for a Sumail mid DK, that's not going to be panning out.
10 seconds remaining.
You really do have to shift gears. Give Ghost the DK. Or even just give Ghost like Bristleback safe. Give Noob an off-lane DK, as that can be kind of annoying for a PA to deal with Breathe Fire. Just go for something else on Sumail. Like, Quap wouldn't be too bad. You don't have the puck option. Could maybe think about Kunkka, although Kunkka into Slardar is much favorable for Slardar. At least once you hit like level 3 with a little bit more points up. So, I know. Like, I like this from Avilis. There's just a lot to play with. They're highly mobile. They've got a lot of damage here. It's going to be the Quap that we were talking about there. So just trying to win that mid lane matchup here for NGX. It's not the fanciest combination with a Coddle. You're going to be tying that into Noob. It does feel like this game is on the back of Noob, right? Like, that's your big draw with a Coddle. You have to have something you can kind of play off of. It's going to be more than likely the Bristleback with a Quill spam. That's how they have to go about it here on NGX. You could use it to just drag Sumail into these fights as well, but really you're looking for that sustainable spell spam on the Bristle, and it can still work. The issue really is just the shard timing down the line, but if you can get maybe your own source of Dispel on Noob, you can dispel off the break at least from the Fan of Knives, so it's still somewhat manageable, but that'll require some defensive build on Noob. Overall though, I will say, I do like what I'm seeing here on Avilis. And they've got this really sharp aggression going for themselves here, Mike. They've got the Stampede to disengage. There is no wild hold from NGX because they banned out the puck on Avilis, which is a really smart call when you're kind of relying on Stampede for your disengage. And that just means, even if that commitment comes in from NGX, as long as Sibe is alive, if he Stampedes them away, you're probably not killing anyone. Because this is a lot of... It's not burst damage here, right? Like, we were talking about Quilts, you need to stack it up. It's not going to be quick to kill.
I think there's a lot of pressure on Sumail. Like, Sumail has so much pressure to have a great performance on this Quap. Because if he doesn't, then I think everybody else just falls apart. Avila's certainly feeling like they've got a very scary draft. Ringmaster, the Tinker, the Centaur. I mean, it's all very scary here, Jonathan, from Avilis. We shall see. One of these teams is going to be walking away with a 2-1 victory over the other. Again, Jonathan, Swiss format, kind of unforgiving, right? It's not very fun if you end up racking up these losses. See what happens. I still have faith Nigma can make this game 3 work as well. It really could just go either way, but Avilis, it just feels easier to execute on Avilis. You know? Like we just saw last game. This Tinker gets to a point where you just can't burst it down. And it's like, well, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, you're going to be relying on Sumail for that burst in the back line. I think this lack of hold is just really concerning. I think just the fact that your greatest AoE stun is Ice Patch does not bode well, right? You have single target control on Dragon Tail. Ghost did go for Corrosive Dragon as well, not Fire Dragon, which arguably might have been a little bit more helpful in this game, just so that you have the AoE Dragon Tail up. Again, providing some ways of holding people down, which you really don't have. I just don't foresee later on, once Stampede is up, how you kill on the side of NGX. They just run away. That's literally it. They're just going to be running away from you. And Umar has to be a magician with these ice pads, somehow connecting every single time. And that's not an easy call for the Chikira to do.
Yeah, I think the idea with the Corrosive Dragon is just that they need to outpace Avilis, and obviously that does mean they're going to have to take these early tier 1 towers. But yeah, I mean, certainly a lot of problems here. think here during this game 3. We'll see how it all pans out, John, because they have smoked up. And GX wrapping around through that Radiant jungle actually do sneak up behind Avulus, who have ended up in the dire triangle. This could be awkward. Samel, he'll break his smoke. And now they know where each other are. Avulus, realizing they have that low ground disadvantage, will immediately run away. The Ghost will fight for the bounty, does get it himself. And a bit of damage being dealt to Smiling Knight. He's going to be just fine. I say that GH actually sticks around for a little bit longer. Will TP. And with that, we do finally get to the laning stage. And it was a 2-for-2 trade on the bounty runes, by the way, John. So apart from all that harassment, it was a pretty even start.
It is. It's going to be interesting to see how Mobay manages the mid lane. This should be a good lane for Sumail. He does get the value point in Shadow Strike, just to kind of ensure that harassment comes in, get that zoning out from Mobay, but the last time I saw Quap in match was when Quinn was playing it again while we were in America, or that tournament in America. Going into more points of the dagger is going to be a trap. So Sumail should understand that. It should still be about the Scream of Pain. It should still be about lane management. He is getting some good value level 1 here, already dropping that slaughter low enough to be uncomfy. And like you mentioned earlier on, Mike, a lot of his early tempo is going to have to come out from the Quap. He's going to have to be active early. Sumail's going to have to hit good timing on, say, Big on Kaya, keep that momentum up. And he's going to have to work double time up against Mobay. This lane does get more comfy for Mobay as levels go up. You get your value points up in Guardian Sprint. You start to level up the Crush a little bit more. You can punish Sumail if he does stick to that creep wave a little bit too close.
Absolutely. GH and Noob down at bottom lane against Smiling Knight and Fly. Like things are going pretty decently for Smiling Knight right now. Obviously, Noob and GH looking to amplify things as the levels do come up for the Bristleback. Pretty deadly combination with the Keeper of the Light and the Bristle. You know, you never really run into those mana issues as long as you've got GH around with that Chakra Magic. But you will need those initial levels up first before Noob does try to start getting aggressive. In fact, Smiling Knight actually jumping in for a quick Blink Strike to really apply that pressure onto Noob while he can. But at some point, it is going to be too late, and Noob is going to start just taking over the lane.
They're attacking Dire's middle tower.
He will. They're doing a great job of just calling out GH pretty far, though. Oh.
You've just achieved
First blood. Ghost.
Thanks and have fun.
You'll find it this time around on the DK. That's a great start here for NGX.
That's what you want to see. You were talking about tempo, Mike. That's how you kind of set it up on this DK. The Centaur doesn't have the most armor in the world. It does have a lot of HP, so every single time you manage to thwack away on Ghost, there's a lot of output that can come in, and it kind of connects nicely with Jakiro and his damage as well, right? With the right click that he does have, even though you don't go for the facet, it does help soften up Sibe to be kind of taken down a notch. So you do have to be concerned. You don't tend to see escape act early either. There's no big saves that you can expect from Desire until later on in the game. And this is how you kind of need to scale up here. I do like that Fly was scouting out already, blocking again these camps in the triangle. Some stacks were already made. This is going to ensure that the fast farm for Noob isn't going to be there as quick as you'd want it to be. At least you're going to need more sentries here.
Lane Fly is already starting to get so annoying with this much of the machine spam. It's just being able to zone them out. You know, it's just the AoE denial. You know, it just basically guarantees your carrier at least one creep wave, because you know the enemy can't actually contest while the march is going. The GH going to get started on some stacks, gets a nice D-ward off on the ancient camp. Noob in the meantime trying to dissuade them from pulling the small camp. Playing a pretty clean affair for Ghost. Not really concerned at all about the opposing offlane. Mid lane is actually going very well for Sumail, though. He's currently 10 CS ahead of Mobay. So while the Slider is still finding the farm in XP, Sumail is having a much better time. In fact, even taking the water rune away from Mobay, but now he's found himself in a bit of danger. It looks like GH is going to intervene, and now with the Chakra Magic and the lower cooldowns, they want to try, but Mobay is okay. It's a tough lane for the slot.
I like this from Sumail. He does go for the level 2 Shadow Strike, but he's not going all in yet. I'm wondering if he's going to go for the level 3 to keep that pressure up, or if he just goes back to the Scream, have that capability to farm, and maybe even a little bit of the burst once he does get his rotations in. Gonna hit that time a little bit earlier. And Mobay forced to smoke and run into that lane again.
Desire top lane. Not going to survive. Omar and Ghost being a real nuisance here at this top lane, as now they'll try and even get more damage onto Zibei, who just needs to TP and cancels it immediately. So there you go. Top lane, again, this time around for Ghost going very well.
Again, it plays into this tempo that you want to have on NGX. They're still doing a good job of tracking you. The stacks are slowly being taken by the Bristle. They're still maintaining that aggression top, though.
I appreciate the aggression. They know there's no TP this time. But with Desire around, Ghost does need to play a little bit more cautiously and does require himself to back the hell out of there. But I appreciate just keeping the constant pressure up. Never allowing Zibei and Desire to feel comfortable up in this top lane. Omar even positioning himself again. Looks like he wants to try and make a move. Perhaps on Desire, but Desire did spot him out on that tree line. Omar will just need a retreat. Bottom lane still going very slowly by the way in the meantime. And Noob still finding some decent farm here, but Smiling Knight having a much better time on the PA.
He is. And they, again, keep very consistent in these blocks on that.
I've rotated through the twin gate. Desire's in trouble. Zibei going to move in as well. Ghost, he's the big target on the Dragon Knight. They'll chase him down now with the Boomerang landing as well, but Samel has TP here in the quap. Zibei once again being targeted, but Samel, he's looking for more. They'll find Ghost. Desire with a very nice screen with Pain dodge. Zibei, does he die? Oh, no, he doesn't. Fly denies him off. You got Desire, but you lost Ghost. You even lost Omar on top, and the worst part was Zibei. He got denied in the end by Fly.
That's pretty sickening out from Fly, and that's one of the things when you do go for maxing out Shadow Strike, relying on that for your DPS, it is deniable. It gives a window for you to kind of counterplay on Avilis, and the counterplay excellently there. That's a lot of space given out to Mobay to play catch-up on mid. He's managed to soak up into his level 6. Still slow going on the Slaughter overall, but any single time Sumail leaves the lane, Mobay does have some room to breathe at the very least. And again, they're managing this fine on Avilis, despite a little bit more aggression coming out from the side of NGX. Again, they're cutting off these resources. They're ensuring that GH has to always have sentries to clear out the camp, to ensure that the stacks can flow. They've done a great job of just maintaining some control in the triangle, impacting the potential catch-up farm or the snowball farm for you to find. One big benefit for the side of Avilis is still that lane for Ghost. Despite the death, he's still up in net worth. He's doing a fantastic job on that DK. He's going for the armlet next. And again, not going for the blink, as he does want to have some sustain, have some output for himself. This is one way to get that done. Setting up now for the 8-minute rune. With 3 heroes from NGX watching mid. No one from the side of Avilis. Only a lone ringmaster of the Tsar. Which should be a freebie for some mail. Would be nice if he got something like the amp damage rune, and does get lucky. Does have it up, so should be looking for another fight. Lining up with Sonic Wave coming off cooldown now as well. The issue is just finding a target at this point.
We'll see what they do try for. I mean, if you go into the Radiant Triangle right now, there's plenty of stacks that are currently being taken by Fly and Desire. It's a very nice time to move into there. Noob actually dying on the Bristleback. Meanwhile, Zibei also being chased off lane. Zibei not escape from this one. He will die to Ghost. Meanwhile, Samel has made his appearance in that Radiant Triangle. They miss out on the large camp stacks, but they do still have the Ancients that they can try for as Fly now. Well, Samel's not messing around. He said, no, we're not messing with this Tinker hero. Let's get the job done.
Just tosses it out. Fortunately for the side of Avilis, the Ancient camp was not bothered at all. So they do still have these stacks to fall back to, and they've got a position here on the Ghost.
It's very far forward, trying to get that tier 1 tower damage off.
Middle tower.
Hoping coming, GH is going to be here, and so is Samel, and he still has that amp damage room going. Mobay, he's the one caught. That's a big target. That's a great start for NGX. Zibei in trouble, will go down. Samel, does he actually die? Smiling Knight, he blink strike right into them. He'll blink strike right back out though, but NGX are not done. Smiling Knight, he's still a bit of a sitting duck. He'll blink strike to the uphill, but the chase continues as Samel lands the Sonic the Scream, and with that, the Ice Path also committed, but it won't matter. Smiling Knight barely makes it
Dyer's
out.
courier isn't finishing that run.
Barely.
That is a very risky
They're
play coming out
attacking
from
Dyer's
Smiling
middle
Knight.
tower.
Fortunately, Desire is enough to save him with a couple of good Tame the Beasts. No escape act yet. They do bail out, but they managed to get the big pickoffs they'd want on NGX. Timely response out to that rotation in. Sumail, though, loses his courier, so a little bit of time gone without that little circlet up for the additional mana. But you are getting room as well for Noob down bot, right? Like, and Noob's lane down bot has been probably one of the slower ones, considering he gets really easy to kill as well as long as Mobe is around. Without that risk, he's free to farm up. And he's got the Vanguard up, which is a start for the Bristle and start in getting that durability going for himself. And relatively soon, you can start to think about taking these stats that GH has built on. Although Ancients is probably still a little bit too much for him to handle at this point. Still looking for the aggression though. Smoke out with a recall up on GH. Sumail's set to go again onto Sibe. He's not too careful.
They're going to fight Fly instead, I think. They'll see the Ancients. Stampede was popped immediately to allow Fly out of that Radiant Triangle, but
Radiant's top tower is
Ancients are not safe. Look at the quiet here for NGX. They'll drop the macro.
Radiant
Everything.
structures are fortified.
Get rid of those Ancient stacks.
Dire forces are attacking Radiant's top tower. Radiant's top
All
tower
cleaned up,
just
Jonathan.
toppled over.
No, not all of
That's
it.
good
TPs
farm
are
spread.
coming now.
Farm spread as well. It's not all just going to Sumail. Right? Like, you're also sharing that gold out to Omar to get some durability up, working onto the Beast. You get a little bit flowing towards GH as well, and you're seeing some of the power of Recall plus Chakra on a quad to lower cooldown and Scream. It can be quite nice. Again, it's not the flashiest thing in the world in comparison to other Chakra magic combos, but it is still a ton of output as well. It bought a lot of space out for them to protect the triangle. Ghost just gets free reign to push into the tier 1. And again, Noob is uncontested now. This Bristle is reaching that point where Bristleback is going to get leveled up. You're going to start to really
Dire's
be
top tower
the
is under
tank that this
siege.
team needs. And it's not like Smiling Lake's close to even considering his shard yet. Not while he has so much more to go for into the battle here. It's still a ways off here.
It certainly is. The H recalling in Samal again. He'll find a regen rune. A quap this time. And GX definitely looking to hunt 3k advantage their way. They really do understand how powerful they are at the moment. Not going to find any targets though. You could find Smiling Knight if they ran directly south, and well, Smiling Knight, he's going to have the help of Fly, who is already TPing in, ready to defend that tier 1 bottom tower. So annoying to try and push into this crap. Samel trying to find Fly, not going to get so lucky. Maybe they could try for Smiling Knight, but it doesn't really seem like they're going to run into that direction, though. They'd rather just focus on this tier 1 bottom tower and eventually get rid of it.
It should open up the movement into that PA a little bit easier once they can get this tower out of the way. And eventually they will. They've got the room. You still got a solo lane for Ghost, who again is basically uncontested, going for the Mask of Madness next. Isn't too far off from it. And now you've got Fordagon up for Sumail. So a lot of burst damage on hand, some good spell lifesteal as well to mitigate that Masochist and just allow him to not be as scared when he is popping off his spells up front. You're in a very happy game state for NGX. 3-7, 4K lead. This PA isn't as shut down as Ghost was in the last game for sure, but this is a PA without Battle Fury still. And as long as that's not yet up, I mean, the farm game's still a lot slower for him.
H put out and is surely dead, but he's done a lot of damage to Sipe. Here comes the cavalry. Goes to pop the dragon form, looking for a stun onto Desire, but it is just out of range. They won't want to go too far. Meanwhile, though, they have caught themselves a Smiling Knight. And the fight continues on the western side of the map. It seems like Fly does finally get caught on the Tinker. He'll still try to walk his way out with the defense matrix, and he's actually healing up so much. Does he die? Finally, that does go down. But Ghost is going to have to give his own life up for this.
Don't interrupt while I'm working.
That's Tinker
Radiant's
for
bottom
him.
tower isn't looking good.
And it is. Good trade back, at least finding that on Ghost. Losing Losing
Radiant's
Smile Knight
middle
still an
tower
issue,
is
and
under
this
attack.
PA is still not quite at battlefield, although it is getting closer and closer. Now you've got Sumail ready to make a move. With Sonic Wave
Seems
up, but
Radiant
and with the
doesn't care about
Dagon and
that
the
middle
Scream,
Uh-oh. Yeah, awkward TP there from Zippe. We'll use the escape back at the very least. The Omar's still chasing, and a Dagon out from Sumail. Going to get the job
Middle tower
done.
used to be there.
Desire going to try for a quick TP play. Not going to be it though.
10 seconds remaining. Dire ban. Radiant ban. I'll allow Radiant a ban. I'll allow Dire a ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant ban. Radiant ban. Dire ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Misplay after misplay after misplay after misplay.
Dire pick. Radiant pick.
I'm sorry to keep you all waiting.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire ban.
I speak for the trees.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant pick. Dire pick.
Dusk.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire pick.
Templar Assassin.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds
Radiant
remaining.
pick. Slog.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant pick.
Brewmaster!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire pick. Oh, that player dropped. Pause, maybe? Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire ban.
Bristleback!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant ban. Radiant ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant pick.
Storm Spirit!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Riki, choose your hero. Five seconds remaining. Prepare for battle.
Beast bomb.
Thirty seconds to battle. Some entertainment.
First blood. Thanks and have fun.
But I hadn't spawned yet.
People say I talk too much.